Jeff Stein of the Washington Post was covering the Republican tax fiasco closely. And here's a little noticed moment that seems like a pretty big deal to me. Wait, how did Senator Sanders' amendment, Jeff Stein writes on Twitter, to block Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid cuts get 54 no votes? 2 Senate Dems voted against it? So this is Bernie Sanders doing what Bernie Sanders does, representing working people. He says, oh, okay, so you guys want to, do this horrendous tax bill. What if we add an amendment that says, from now on, it's going to take 67 votes to cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security? So in other words, you need a giant, overwhelming majority to cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. And also, by the way, what Bernie does so well is he'll bring up Trump's own words. He'll say the Republican president, when he was campaigning, said, and I quote, and he'll give the endless list of Trump comments during the campaign where he said, I'm not going to cut Social Security and Medicare. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Trump said that repeatedly, over and over. He said, I'm going to protect these programs. So Bernie says, hey, here's what he said. Do you guys disagree? You Republicans disagree? And this is Bernie doing a great job with framing and messaging, because the polls are overwhelming that even it's the majority Democrats, independents, and Republican voters who say, no, I don't want to fucking cut Medicare and Social Security. What, are you crazy? Those are one things I never want to cut. I never want to cut those programs. So Bernie says, okay, so let's get you on the record. Because every time they campaign, nobody campaigns on, I am going to cut those programs, because they're going to lose. So even the Republicans have to pretend like they're in favor of it when they're campaigning. So Bernie says, all right, let's get you all on the record. Now, from now on, let's add an amendment to this bill. It takes 67 votes to cut Medicare or Medicaid or Social Security. Well, all the Republicans except one were like, fuck off, Bernie. And by the way, the Republican who voted in favor of Bernie's amendment, Susan Collins. But there were 3 Democrats who voted no. Now, one of them, to be fair, was for procedural reasons. So what that means is, in order to bring this up at a later time, this guy needed to vote no. I don't know why that is, why we have such weird rules in the Senate, but so in other words, this does not reflect the way that this guy actually feels. That person is Dick Durbin, okay? So you can't hold this against him. It was 100% for procedural reasons. But Carper and Warner, Democrats, voted no. In other words, they're like, yeah, we should be, let's cut Social Security and Medicare. But listen, again, this is such a perfect encapsulation of why we never get anything done. Anything done that's positive, to be clear, because we always get shitty stuff done. Because you have the Republicans almost across the board being wrong and fucking over the middle class, with the exception in this one instance of Susan Collins, who didn't do it. But it's not, she's no angel. In other respects, she's horrific, okay? But credit her on this vote. The Republicans almost 100% incorrect. And the Democrats, see, here's the problem. Even if it's a good day for the Democrats, and you get 95% of the Democrats to fall in line, even corporate Democrats included, hey, we've got them to fall in line on an issue. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes you get enough corporate Democrats who are like, you know what, let's raise the minimum wage, let's do it. So even if you get 95% of corporate Democrats to fall in line, that missing 5% tanks any chance you have. So you need to whip the Democrats into shape to get them all to push for the right things, or you have no chance of getting it done. And this was the problem all along. I mean, look back during the Democrats had a goddamn super majority back under Obama, and we didn't even get a public option, never mind single payer Medicare for all. Why? Because blue dog Democrats were like, nope. So why are you even bothering to be a Democrat? This, and by the way, this is why anytime somebody accuses you of having a litmus test, you go, fucking right, I have a litmus test. You don't? So I guess you don't believe in anything. I guess you don't have any actual policy beliefs where you say, this is what I know will make the system better in the U.S., and this is what the American people want. The polls show the American people want it. The facts show when you look around the world, single-payer systems are by far and away the best. Of course I have a fucking litmus test. You don't have a litmus test? I guess you're a vapid idiot. You're a vacuous moron who believes in nothing. Thank you for admitting that. Anytime somebody accuses you of having a litmus test, don't fucking back down. You go fucking right, I have a litmus test. You don't? What kind of loser doesn't have a litmus test? I guess you have no beliefs. I guess you're not in this for the right reasons now, are you? And this is why the Democrats need to be strong, they need to be principled, and we need justice Democrats. We need populist left Democrats who go, yeah, I have a fucking litmus test because I'm promising the voters what they want. Yes, I have a fucking litmus test. Yes, I have a purity test. The only people who seem to have a problem with purity tests are people who can't pass them. That's a great line. By the way, it wasn't me that came up with it. I've heard Jimmy Dore use it before. I've heard others use it before. But it's true. Oh, that purity test, a fucking purity test. Why are you bitching about it? Because you can't pass it. Because you can't pass it. Because you don't want a living wage. You don't want Medicare for all. You don't want free college. You don't want to end the wars. You don't want to end the drug war. You don't want a New Deal. That's why you're bitching about it. Because you suck. So yes, it's time for a litmus test. It's time to say all of you Democrats fall in line. It's time to whip the party back in shape. You know, people get mad at the Tea Party. And, of course, we all should, because they have odious policy beliefs. But in terms of strategy, have you noticed something? What they did worked. People, oh my God, the Tea Party, they don't fucking compromise, and they're really aggressive, and, you know, oh my God, it's never going to work what they're doing. And then what happened? Here we are, years later. Republicans have a majority in the House. Republicans have a majority in the Senate. Republicans have the presidency. Republicans have most governorships. Republicans have most state legislatures. It's almost like when you believe in something, you have principles, and you push for it, no holds barred, come hell or high water, and you don't take shit from anybody, it's almost like you win. So now it's our turn. JusticeDemocrats.com/fight. I'm serious about this. If you want that wave to happen on the left, you have to partake in this, man. Because for us, we don't take corporate money. We don't take billionaire money. So for the Tea Party, they did take it. So it was easier for them to have a wave because they were tapping into grassroots anger and they're taking a lot of money. So you got the money and you got the numbers. We don't have the money because we don't take corporate PAC money. We don't take billionaire money. We want small dollar donations from regular people so that our politicians are beholden to you, and they will continue to be, and they'll never stab you in the back, which is why we need you. JusticeDemocrats.com/fight. Because this, I can't stand this shit. When you can't have all your Democrats line up to do something as basic. This is basic shit, man. This isn't even Medicare for all level stuff. This is as basic as it gets. Hey, don't cut Social Security and Medicare. You can't even get all the Democrats to agree on that. How pathetic is that? Yeah, get the fuck out of the party if that's the case, because then you're just Republican light.